Okay, parking up Anglo-Welsh and looking forward now. It's the start of another busy block of matches. We've got 4 Pro12 games coming up during the Six Nations period. Zebre away this Friday, then huge home games against Munster and Glasgow, and then the always tricky trip to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So what's the mood in the camp? How are you feeling looking into that?
Yeah, the boys are in a good space. Obviously, we had the unfortunate thing, we had a couple more injuries which are starting to rack up at the minute in time, but we've got decent squad depth in most areas. It's something we've got to find a way. Front row wise, I think we've taken a bit of armour in around injuries, and obviously with boys away with 20s and the senior team, it's probably the toughest time for us, but it's something that is going to be no excuses around it. We've got to find a way to do things. The boys have come back into work to recover, to get prepared, because it's a short turnaround with Zebras. We know how difficult a game that will be out in Italy, but we're confident in the way we're doing things at the minute, and I think some boys have been refreshed. Dan Evans, Abba, Sampari, Paul James, Sam Underhill had a break last weekend, so we've got the core of the group that are starting to get back up. They've had a rest, they've played a lot of minutes, but it's exciting. There'll probably be some more opportunities for the guys that have represented the jersey really well over the last couple of weeks too. So, but we know this 4-game block is key critical for a season. We're in good shape and where the league table stands at the minute, but it goes back to performances. We've got a huge 4-game block coming, then we get into a little bit of downtime and prepare for the back end of the season. But we know this period for us is huge, and we can't take our foot to the accelerator. We want to keep that momentum going, but the only way we can do that is by making sure we deliver performances, and that's going into finer detail and making sure there's no stone unturned.
You touched on we're in a good position at the moment. I think it's important to underline that is at the moment. We're still only at the start of February. Nobody's going to remember a 12-game winning run if we don't finish in the top 4, for argument's sake.
Yeah, I think, you can get too carried away. We're in a good position now, and then if you start thinking too far ahead, we want to do this to be in top 4, we've got to go from day to day. We've got to get some people up to speed who haven't played a lot of rugby. Some of the young guys are going to come in and experience different things, and we've just got to make sure we put the group in a real confident place to go to the Zebras, starting up with making sure we do the basic detail right, making sure we recover. That's what, in fairness, the boys coming off the back of a real positive result up in Wasps, they travel back later in early, they're recovering, they're doing their detail, there's walk through things today, so those boys are definitely geared up, ready to go, and it won't be through the lack of effort or lack of detail going out there, and it's something that we're pretty excited, because like you say, we're in a good position at the moment. No one's looking back of patting each other on the back and on what's going on. Wasps, it's done now. We've got to really focus on Zebras, and we want to keep that momentum going.
And we've touched on strength and depth, and it's something that's been said a lot over the last few months, but the developing strength and depth we get in. But regardless of whatever strength and depth you've got, it really is tested when you go into the spell, perhaps travelling the weekend, minus 25 or more players. It really does provide an opportunity and a test for these guys to show that the strength and depth that we're growing is not just talk, perhaps.
Yeah, it definitely is challenging. I think that we're probably getting certain positions now where it is getting really strained, and you're putting a lot of demands on certain people, and you need a bit of luck in around keeping away from a few injuries, but something we've got to find a way. The game's still going ahead on Friday and through this 4-game block, and it's something that we're pretty excited about. Friday, we've been gearing up for it for a while, and it's something that, like I say, the travel will be spot on, and the boys will be prepared, and we'll be hoping to deliver a performance, and hopefully then the outcome will look after itself.
And you've been around the Ospreys since day one, so you know that our history is littered with players who stepped up during international windows, memorable performances during international windows that help make seasons. So you're not going to get too flustered by it. It's a challenge that everyone's got to stand up to.
Exactly, mate. We can't be worrying about it. It's something we know we've got to go and deliver a performance, and I think that's part of being an Osprey. You find a way to do things, and I think the young group has shown that through the Anglo-Welsh period, even in the BNI. I thought there's been positive performance out in Grenoble, Challenge Cup with the senior group, and we've gone away from home to win good games. Christmas period is challenging, when you've got all your players and short turnarounds, but again, we delivered on that, and it's something that we'll be confident going Friday night, but we know it's not, we won't be underestimating Zebras, because they've got a decent squad, strong at home, so it's something we've got to be really on the money, but that's being an Osprey. You always get excited by challenges. We're not going to fear them. It's something we've got to go embrace that, and I'm sure our group will be fired up and ready to go and making sure they represent that jersey properly come Friday night.
And I know you're not one to look too far ahead or to get too excited about anything, but for supporters with some big games coming up at the Liberty Stadium, 3 Irish sides to come, Glasgow to come, a European quarter-final, hopefully more beyond that. It is an exciting time for everybody involved with the Ospreys, as long as they stay level-headed and keep focus on the job in hand.
Definitely, it's something that as coaches we check ourselves every day. It's making sure it's about getting the individuals better. As coaches, we want to get better every day and challenging each other. There's definitely no talk of 4 or 3 games time. It's all about zebras, and we want to keep a run going. We want to add more points to the league table, and again, it goes back to performance and relevant. Obviously, you want the outcomes, but you can get lucky and get a couple of outcomes, but it goes back to performance, it goes back to preparation, it goes back to the detail of what we are trying to achieve, holding people to account, and generally just trying to grow and get better. And hopefully, if we keep that run going, then hopefully we can have some positive times at the back end of the season. But like we said earlier, it's a good run, but no one remembers good runs. You only remember things that when you get to the latter end of trophies or stages of competitions, whether it be the Guinness, whether it be the Challenge Cup. It's something we want to win as many games as we can, but like we say numerous times, it's about performance.